Pull from here, let's go. Yep, good job. Come all the way down, let it stretch off. Come on. Keep that bar up against the body. Come on, Jeff.
Got it? Nice.
What's up, guys? Frank Rich here, coming at you from Tampa, Florida, Powerhouse Gym Athletic Club. We're here today for Massthetic Muscle Camp 2. It's the second version of this. The guys a few months back brought some energy, brought some fire. I hope you checked out those videos. But today we got a whole new group of guys, a whole new set of workouts, bringing new energy, new flavor. We're excited to share it with you. Awesome, guys. Hey, welcome to Massthetic Muscle Camp version 2. First one, we're gonna kick off. We're gonna start with a high intensity, hypertrophy-based back day. I gave you guys your workout, so we'll walk you through as we go through here. First superset we're getting started with is rack pulls with pull-ups. Has everybody done a rack pull before? Yes, okay. We're looking to get just below the knee. We are focusing on moving the weight with the back. So let's minimize hip movement because we don't want to get our hamstrings and glutes involved. Really think about just moving at the back. Once you get to the top, to really get your lats activated and involved, think about squeezing your triceps into your back. So almost bringing your elbows together behind you. It's a very thoughtful, mindful process. But as you get here, think about squeezing your shoulder blades together, really pinching those triceps into your lats. That's really gonna squeeze and contract and get those lats shortened. Right after that, you're gonna go right into doing pull-ups. 8 to 12 reps for each one. Now, the thought process and function behind why we combine these is we're combining a compressive movement with the rack pull with an extending movement as well. So we're shortening the lats and then we're opening them up. It's gonna help limit injuries, but it's really gonna pump a lot of blood into those muscles. Great way to start a workout off. It's really gonna fire up your system, really gonna get things rolling. So let's get going, guys. 8 to 12 reps, come on. Squeeze it up at the top, there you go. Come on, right here. Yep. Yeah, control the eccentric, don't let it slam. Come on. Right here, Jeff. Pull from here, let's go. Come on. Let's go, Dave. Squeeze it there, come on. There you go. Activate, come on. There it is. You may need to be adding some weight to you here, huh? Good job, come on. Here, yep. Yep, good job. Come all the way down, let it stretch off. This is the benefit here at the bottom. Come on, get it down. I got you, let's go. Come on. You're better off doing fewer reps, the full range, because your benefit on a pull-up is coming from the bottom. So you want to make sure you're getting at least down there. Even if you have to cut it short, you're going to get a greater, muscle response from doing that. Guys, if you're doing pull-ups at home, don't work in the short range. This is easy. We can do hundreds of these. We want to get that full range. We want to get those lats stretched. That's the whole reason why we're doing them after this, is we're compressing it with the rack pull, and then we're engaging and stretching it out. So get that full stretch going. You're much better doing 6 here than doing 20 here. There's no benefit of doing a short partial rep. Let it go all the way down. So on your eccentric, imagine pulling your hands apart. So pull up. Now as you come down, pull your hands out. There you go. Yeah. Come on.
That was it.
That was it? Steven's, he's a Marine, so pull-ups are like his second day job. So one advanced technique I gave him is on his eccentric, think about pulling his hands apart. He's creating more tension within those muscles. So obviously he could sit here and do 100 of these all day. So we want to make them as hard as possible, and it's just those little cues, little things that you can add into your workout that's going to give you a better metabolic response. Come on, Dave. Come on. Let's let them go. All the way down, all the way down.
Feel it.
Down. Stretch, come on. Get them down, come on, there we go. You're better to do 6 fully stretched than 12 partial. Your benefit with this exercise after the rack pull is getting that full stretch. How's this weight? Do you guys want to try something a little bit advanced?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, this is obviously more of an advanced technique, but if you're somebody that struggles getting your lats engaged in a rack pull or in a deadlift, try throwing some bands on there. It's called a sweeping rack pull or sweeping deadlift. It's gonna add a resistance here at the top that's gonna force you to further engage your lats. There we go. Come on. Let's go. Here we go. Yes.
There you go.
Come on. Keep that bar up against the body. Come on, Jeff. There you go. Activate. Come on, Joe. There we go. Come on. Guys, with your pull-ups, if you are training by yourself, you don't have a workout partner, you can add a resistance band to the equipment, or a lot of gyms nowadays have assisted machines. You can add a little bit of weight. So don't feel that just because you don't have a partner that you need to skip out on this. Don't substitute it with a lat pull down. Don't substitute it with exercise. This pull-up is designed for a specific reason within this workout, so find a way to get it done.
There you go.
There, let's go. Work, come on. Come on, Corey. What do you guys think? Everybody got a little blood going, a little pump?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Right, you ready to go? Yeah, that was good work, guys. Thank you so much, man. You guys gave it a ton here. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get some one-arm dumbbell rows, lat specific. So I'm gonna give you guys a few certain cues. This may be a little bit different than how you guys have done your lat rows before,
Okay.
but it's gonna add to what we just got done here. So let's roll, guys, come on. All right, so a problem I've seen a lot of people doing their rows, their one-arm dumbbell rows, is they're not training intentionally. They're basically trying to use every muscle to move the weight. We're specifically using the lats. So first thing we have to understand is, what is the function of the lat and what is it actually designed to do? It runs vertically, attaching underneath the shoulder here. So it's gonna run down this way and then wrap around and attach to the spine. So knowing that that's the angle that the muscle fibers are running in, we want to replicate that movement in our row. Now, obviously being horizontal, it's challenging to replicate a horizontal movement. So a few cues I want to give you guys. Okay, we want to get our upper body as close to horizontal or as close to, horizontal to the floor as possible. This leg, so the arm that we're rowing with is the leg that we're going to want to have in front. A lot of people simulate a lawnmower motion this way, and what ends up happening is there's a rotational aspect to the row, but we want that rotation to come at the spine and not at the hips. By having all your weight supported here, what ends up happening is your pelvis has the ability to open up, and you end up losing all tension at the top of the row. So by forcing this leg and driving, consciously pushing this leg into the floor, the only rotation is gonna happen here at the spine. Your hips and pelvis can't move. So we want to get locked down first. We want this driving hard into the floor. We want this hand pushing as hard as possible. So now we're supported, stabilized, and the only thing that's going to move is going to be this joint, which is actually what is where the lat is attached. So we talked about a vertical movement. So the first thing with any back movement is initiate by retracting the scapula first. So before I ever row, I want to get my scapula retracted here. So this is now an engaged my lat, and instead of rowing up, I want to row back. You see that? So here I'm working in that vertical plane movement. I'm rotating, pulling back. I'm getting to a certain point where I can't pull back anymore, and that's when I think about bringing the elbow behind me. Okay, so it's going to be heavier than it probably normally feels. The movement may be a little more limited than what you're used to doing. So we're not doing this, that's rear delt. We're thinking here. And own it at the top. When you get there, here, squeeze it. Get that lat fully shortened, fully contracted. That's your greatest opportunity with this movement, is here at the top. So let's get a couple dumbbells set up. Let's get everybody rolling. Extend.
You can definitely feel the difference.
Yeah. Retract back. Now, there you go.
Yeah. Is that far enough?
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Feel it. Keep this locked. Just let this go. Come back. Now squeeze. There. Come on. It's okay if you got to go in almost like a two-step process to get it down, because mastering the movement first is what's going to be most important. We can increase load, we can increase weight later on, but we got to get the exercise mastered first. Good work, guys. Feedback, takeaway, thoughts, anybody kind of like getting anything from doing those? I know it's probably a little bit different than what you've done in the past.
Lot different movement. I'll tell you, you don't need much weight.
Yeah.
You're pulling this instead of just yanking, you know, kind of coming up and down.
Lighter weight, it just feels like it's the same as like 120 that I normally pull it.
Yeah, because you're using the intended muscle, you're using one muscle, not a whole group of them. So I hope, if anything, guys, like if you can take a few of these cues away and start applying them in your training, I can tell you back has been something I've really put a lot of work into for myself and a few other people that I've worked with. This has been one of the biggest things that has added to my width. Every guy wants big, wide lats. It makes you look impressive in a t-shirt. It makes you look good in a suit. It makes you obviously look great with your shirt off. So I really hope you guys can take these cues away and start applying them. So now we're moving on. We got a little bit of metabolic work within this workout. So it's a triset. It's seated cable rows, but we're doing 3 different positions. 3, not 4. So we're gonna start sitting completely upright. One thing I see a lot of people doing is they end up getting this hinge movement and doing their lat rows. Obviously, nothing in your back attaches to your hips. So if you're bending at the waist, that means you're getting glutes, hamstrings involved into the movement. So it's okay to lean back, it's okay to lean forward, but use those purposely. So we're gonna start with a seated cable row. We're gonna do 2 handles, so you're able to get a little bit further back. We're gonna sit completely upright. We're gonna go 3 sets. That's gonna really hit kind of the mid part of the back. Then we're gonna go right into leaning back. When I say lean back, I mean literally like I want you bended at the waist, but leaning back. But it's not gonna be in the movement, so you're gonna be stuck in a leaned back position doing 8 here. That's gonna hit a lot of mid, lower trap, a little bit of upper back. Then we're gonna finish that triset by leaning forward. So we're gonna bend forward at the waist and think about rowing. Almost a similar movement to what we did here. Think about rowing down. So by leaning forward, getting more of the lats involved. So these 3 sets of 8 of each movement, 24 total reps, is really gonna do a lot of metabolic damage to the entire back. So let's get 2 stations set up and let's get this rolling. Keep yourself in that fixed, locked position with each set.
Like a quick one round of
each, so
we kind of see it?
Yep. So like I said, we want to be completely upright. So here we're just thinking kind of like mid-back, kind of getting everything involved. So we're rowing back here, letting it stretch, not doing this. We're going to let it stretch though, initiate back, and then row. But you can see my torso, my upper body is not moving. Okay, so we're going to do our 8. And then we're gonna lean back here. So at this angle, now I'm getting a lot of upper back, mid-lower trap involved. So I'm pulling here. And then here you're thinking driving more of your elbows down. So this is really gonna be a lat-focused movement. There we go.
Nice and straight.
Yeah. Let's get these elbows a little bit tighter. There you go. Come on, press down a little bit. Down, down. Almost think more about sweeping down. So one thing I want you to work on the next few sets is instead of pulling up, rowing here, you're getting a lot of your rear delt involved. Imagine from every position, so whether we're sitting straight, back, and up, we want our hands as an extension of our elbow. So here we're pulling straight this way. We don't want coming up. We want everything running in a straight line from where that cable is coming. So here, as we lean back, we're here. As we lean forward, we're here, okay? First thing here, let's get lock spine, lock this down. Sit upright. There you go. Okay, yep. Last movement for our lats today, and then we do have a finisher that's trap focused. So this is gonna be lat pull downs, but we're gonna do them with an underhand variation. So as we talked about there before, when we were doing the one arm dumbbell row, we wanna think about that function of the lat. Always, what is the lat doing while we're doing the movement? A lot of times what ends up happening when you go real wide, you're trying to do your lat pull downs this way, you end up getting just all upper back involved because you don't have the ability to get that wrap around function. So by doing the individual handles, but in an underhand motion, you can work in a plane of motion where you're literally just pulling here. We don't have to worry about getting too much back because we really exhausted that with the previous movement that we did. So let's focus on this movement here. So we have a few guys working with the underhand handles here, and then I do like this mag grip because it gives you a little bit more free motion with your grip here. So we'll split up. If you guys want to do 2 sets and 2 sets, I'm completely okay with that because we have 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. But working here just in this straight up and down plane. So we want to, we're not leaning back. We want to keep an upright, locked down core, and really, like I said, just imagine driving our elbows down. For you, Jeff, literally think, can I make my elbows touch this pad? That should be your thought process. Touch here. Yep.
There you go.
Now pull. Let it go up. Retract first, now pull. Guys, with your lats, pull downs, anything you're doing, back focus, your first movement in your mind wants to be a retraction here. If you pull from a fully protracted arm, that's gonna get all rear delt involved. So by retracting first, you're initiating with the lats, and then that's gonna keep all the tension on that muscle. All right, so up. Here, I'm gonna work with you a little bit here. Fully up, stretch, now retract down before you pull. Almost in 2 movements, so up, retract, now pull, there you go. So I want you to think about, can I make my elbow touch this pad? So instead of pulling back, pull down. Yeah, so slide your hips back a little bit, now pull down here. Feel that complete difference? Yeah, so keep in, retract, pull, there we go.
My takeaway from today's back workout was really just a good reminder of why I began working with Frank in the first place. I started working with him about 6 months ago. I was at a spot where I thought that I really knew it all, and every step of the way that I've been working with Frank, I've really realized how much that I didn't know. And today was a perfect example. I would normally approach a workout such as like a lat pull down with 145 pounds. Today we're doing it with like 55 pounds and I'm dying. Without somebody like Frank, I wouldn't know.
That's it for our lat focus stuff for the day. We got one finishing exercise we're gonna do. It's gonna be dumbbell shrugs. They're written as either dumbbell or machine shrugs, but we're all just gonna work on the dumbbells here. One reason why I like doing dumbbells for shrugs as opposed to a bar is you gotta think of, once again, we talk a lot about muscular function. What are the traps actually doing? Most people think it's literally just this muscle that sits on top of your shoulder, but actually runs down here into your back, and most of the mid-lower trap connects here in the back. So as we're shrugging, we want to think about squeezing back here, and our hands are going to flare out a little bit. I mean, if you just naturally shrug here, you can see your hands are going to go. So that's the movement. Don't restrict yourself to doing just this. You're going to put a lot of stress, a lot of tension on your neck muscles, ultimately leading to an injury. But more think about squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. So the weight's going to be a little bit more in front of you. You want to get a little bit of a bend at the waist, a little lean forward. That'll help with some of the tension and load as well. So we're going to be doing 4 sets of, I think, 10. 4 sets of 10 shrugs. Yep. Guys, this is another one of those movements that I feel guys just want to lift with their ego, and they're so concerned with running to the end of the rack and picking up the 200-pound dumbbells and doing this. Like, it's not a full body pulsing movement. So as we were talking about, the traps aren't just these muscles that sit up here. It literally runs down and it connects here to the mid upper back. So as we watch Joe contract, you see it all coming together. And he's thinking about squeezing the middle of his back here, squeezing his shoulder blades. These are the muscles that are involved. This is the mid-lower trap. This is the bulk of that muscle. The thicker you can get this, the more it's gonna push this up. That's what ultimately is gonna give you that meaty looking neck. yeah, you're not rowing here, yeah. Like, yep.
So it's not like going with the
Yeah. Like the thicker, I was telling them over there, the thicker you get this muscle, the more it's gonna push that up. So you're not focused on, yep. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. So what we're doing here, Joe, is we're just doing a modification. So what we've done is we position our upper body so it's rested and supported here. So all this load and all this tension is exactly where we want it to be. So this is really allowing us to focus on getting that trap contracted. So you're not worrying about stabilizing your upper body. Great way if you're doing it at the end of a workout as a finisher, use this to help support your upper body. I mean, literally that load is directed, pulling directly on that trap. This is doing all the work. No other muscle is involved in moving that weight.
Yeah, you'll feel it right there so much
Yeah.
faster.
Any key takeaways from here?
And again, for the bands on the rack lift, it was really nice to do something different because I can go heavier, but with that band retracting you back and you're forced to keep it in line and keep it in adjustment. A little bit of weight really is helpful.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy subscribing to this channel. If you get to do that, hit the link in the description box below. We're giving away free weeks of Massthetic muscle workouts. So what you saw these guys go through here today can be yours absolutely free. Just hit the link in the description box, enter in your email, and we're gonna send over this free report to you that includes a workout and the 4 principles that I go over and how to build a Massthetic physique. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments you wanna leave, we'd love to hear from you, so drop us some comments below. Let us know your thoughts on this video. We hope to see you at a muscle camp soon, and we hope that you are ready to join the Massthetic muscle movement.
Hey, my name is Dave Donenville. I wanted to give a big thanks to Frank and inviting me out to this camp today here at Powerhouse. I've been working out for probably 20 years of my life, and I think coming to this camp, I think I learned a whole lot of new stuff that's here. I mean, a lot of the movements, that we have as far as dumbbell rows, shrugs, a lot of the lat pull downs, you know, work out 20 years and still don't do things correctly. And I think this workout here, I mean, it just tore me up today. So I want to give a big thanks to Frank and putting on this camp, and I learned a lot, man.